morning, buenos dias. I hope you are well, staying positive and focused on what you can control. Welcome to Cafecito con HACE. Please drop in, let us know where you are tuning in from. Use this opportunity to network, to connect with one another, and also to have your questions for our special guests today. My name is Patricia Mota, and I serve as President and CEO of HACE. We are a national nonprofit organization whose mission is to positively impact workplaces by cultivating the community of talent, providing insight, access, and support to be successful in their careers. A few key things and announcements. We are gearing up for our National Leadership Summit and Sembrando el Futuro celebration, April 30th, May 1st. This is a great opportunity to network, to gain some content, professional development, catered for everyone looking to advance in their career, catered for ERG, BRGs, leaders and members, catered for those in the diversity, equity, and inclusion and talent management space. So please check out all of the information on our website and please plan to join us. There's opportunities to join us in person and also virtually. And also to all of our alum, check out all the opportunities that we have for you to lead, to gain additional professional development. There's many of you may be familiar with the Insights tool, right? The leadership discovery. There's a refresher happening today. And then, of course, those of you looking for professional leadership development programming, we do have opportunities for our Mujeres de HACE and our Elevando leadership programs this spring. And so, and then last thing, believe it or not, we're the last week of March and we are still celebrating Women's History Month. And so you'll see all of the alum and women that we are recognizing. And we have a special one joining us today as well. Good morning, Rosa. How are you today?
Hi, good morning, Patricia. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well, Rosa. So Rosa is the head of talent acquisition for U.S. personal business banking for U.S. and Canada for BMO Financial Group. And Rosa, first thing is first with Cafecito con HACE. We always ask our guests, tell us about how do you like your cafecito or your morning beverage of choice. Salud.
Salud. I definitely am a coffee lover. I love coffee. I do need to have it decaf though, because when it's too strong, it just hurts. It upsets my stomach. But I would say that I'm someone that does love it sweet and love all different types of flavors. And when I travel, I always love to try coffees in other countries. And I would say that my favorite one right now is coffee from Hawaii. If anyone has ever tried that, that is the best so far. And I would say that the second would be coffee that I tried in Dominican Republic. And so if you're one that travels and loves coffee, I would encourage you to try out their coffees. They are amazing. And if you want to know more, just connect with me on LinkedIn and I'm happy to share some of the coffee shops that I've attended and recommend. But yes, I do love my coffee, hot coffee in the morning, and I love my iced coffee in the afternoon.
Got it. You got not only did you share with us your favorite, but it sounds like you got some great recommendations for everyone. Good morning, everyone tuning in, engage in the chat. We got Janie, like some of our team members, Linda, Noel, Irma. So they're engaging in the chat. Have your questions ready, and thank you for sharing. Share what cafecito or coffee you enjoy. So Rosa, can you tell us about your cultural, your professional background, how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question. I would say that both of my parents are from Mexico. Dad's from Arandas, and mom is from Guadalajara. They came to the United States at a very young age. I got married at a very young age, I would say 15 years old. And were brave souls to come to the U.S. to start a life and have a family. They already had siblings here and were just inspired to come here to, take advantage of the opportunities, right? And so I was born in the suburbs outside of Chicago. I come from a family of 7. 5 boys, believe it or not. It was a crazy madhouse, and 2 girls. I am the second to the oldest. I have two kids of my own, teenagers. So it's very interesting and challenging time right now. As far as my professional background, I actually went to school for marketing. I wanted to be in marketing. I wanted to do Spanish translation, and ended up in HR. Was doing a lot of translation for the Latinos, and started to learn a little bit more about HR and what HR is about, and really was inspired and also felt empowered, and decided to change direction. And that's how I landed in HR. That wasn't my intent. But I really did enjoy the work that I was doing. And I felt just the great impact that I was having in my own community. And so that to me was rewarding. And that's what kept me in HR. And so I've been in HR for 20 plus years. Let's say that I started at 10. But I've done every discipline in HR in some fashion. And so really was, I think, found my love in talent acquisition, and that's in recruitment. And really did enjoy, again, the impact that I was bringing to my own community and lifting, and showing people the paths, the career paths, and how to achieve a success and how to achieve their dreams. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Wonderful, Rosa. Well, thank you for sharing. And we're going to dig a little deeper in terms of your trajectory and any advice and recommendations that you have. I think it's always important for us to hear stories of transitioning, right, into HR or into other industries. And I know we've heard, if you've been tuning into Cafecito over a while, that there's no clear pathway. There's, journeys usually take a zigzag, and sometimes what you think you were going to do and you end up somewhere else. But I think the key is being open to that. And it seems like you were, right, along the way, and being able to really match your skill sets. You talked a lot about your bilingualism, which is a key asset, a superpower to have as well, and other, things that you bring to the table. And so we've got some of your colleagues. We got Frank joining us. So hola, Frank, and that are tuning in. So please, if you all have any questions that are tuning in, please let us know. Rosa, can you tell us more about your experience working in corporate America, and how did it lead to you now as head of talent acquisition? What would you say that journey was like, and any advice that you have for those that are seeking to get into leadership roles?
Yeah, thank you. I would definitely agree with you that it has to be zigzag. You have to have that open mindset, and you have to be open to the laterals. I think that people feel that, getting to that senior leadership role, you just immediately just go one path. And I think that what helped me the most was just having an open mindset, and then also just in just feeling empowered and having the courage to raise your hand um, to be part of key initiatives within the organization. So investing in yourself, I would say to, not invest yourself in just the classes and the courses and getting certifications and learning externally what's going on, but also just investing in yourself to sign up for projects, to be that first one to get involved. I think that's what helped me the most, was getting involved. When I was, just learning about what the company is doing, learning if they were going to merge, I would raise my hand and say, I want to be on that project. I want to learn, but I also want to participate and lead some initiatives and be part of that. And what helped me was building my network outside of my own discipline of work, right? So I think that I worked hard to know who is who in the HR world, but it's also important to know who is who and what's happening within the business and your organization that you're working for. And I think that that's what helped me in my journey, was to put myself out there, sit at the table when there's big decisions being made and be part of those conversations and discussions and also decisions. And that was rewarding to me because when we made a change to a benefit or we made a change to a compensation model, I was part of that. I was behind the scenes in making those decisions, and engaging with key stakeholders, not only internally, but externally. And that really helped me to really understand how the business was being run and why business decisions were made. And so that also opened up my network, right? Because you're always working with the same folks internally, but I had the opportunity to work with folks outside. And they then became my advocates because they also, observed and learned more about me and who I am. And so when opportunities became available, it was nice that they would, do outreach and ask, would you consider this role? Would you be open to this? And absolutely, I took advantage of some of those opportunities. And they were lateral moves, but they were great moves because it also helped me to be just more aware of the work that they did and appreciate how key that role was in the company. And so I think that that would be one advice that I would give. I think the other advice is um, just to be kind to yourself. I think that a lot of the times we're hard on ourselves and we say we can't do it, I can't do it, this person's smarter, I'm not smart enough, I'm not confident enough. And I think that we just need to lift ourselves more and advocate for ourselves more, and make sure that you're deserving as well to sit at that table, and to be in that room and to be in part of those conversations. And I think that that's another great advice that I had received from an executive that was a mentor. And so be kind to yourself, advocate for yourself more, invest in yourself, and continue to lift yourself would be my advice.
Amazing tips and advice that you are sharing. I think a lot of them sometimes we forget about, right? And I think some of us may not be as confident, right, in practicing that. But I think a couple things is, investing in yourself, I think is key. You talked about networking, not only within your business, right, but you talked about also in the industry, right? So you talk about, and I think for those of you that are tuning in, to think about what does that mean for you. Another key thing, which, sometimes is not as easy, especially if we're strictly looking at a pathway to move up, is considering lateral opportunity. Maybe it's lateral opportunities, lateral moves within your organization, and being open to that, and being open to raising your hand. And most importantly, above all, is like raising your hand, right? And being able to, and be kind yourself. Be kind to yourself, I think is super critical. So we have a few minutes left, and we'll open it up for questions. Rosa, I think right now we're in a time, I would love to hear your perspective on two areas. One is specifically, what can companies do to help ensuring that they're building inclusive talent pipelines? But also, there's a lot of folks that are seeking for their next career opportunity, right? Like, what advice do you have also for the job seeker?
Yeah, I think that right now what companies can do is just continue to have an open mind, be open to different experiences, different journeys. Everybody is come from different backgrounds and experiences. And I think that if you reflect and assess that, you should invite others to your hiring process. Somebody that thinks differently than you, somebody that you see their team brings different experiences, different backgrounds, and if that's something that you want to build in, bring that other leader in to the conversation and to the discussion, and to just think outside the box, right? Like, not have the same thing that you always have. Challenge yourself and bring others to the table to help you achieve a strong team. And we can sit here and talk about making sure they have a balanced talent pool, of a mix of internal and external. But I really do think that individual that's hiring should have the courage to really just reassess their own team, and be open to other ideas and experiences and bringing others along to help challenge you, that you are being open to that. I would say that those that are seeking to, you know, uh, a promotion or senior role, is, don't wait just for the interview, right? I think people just wait for the interview and expect that, okay, those 30 minutes, I'm going to, bring awareness and educate the hiring leader who I am. Don't just take that opportunity. Be proactive and send them information about who you are. Send them recommendations of who you worked on. Send them your examples or products of the work that you've achieved. Um, and after the interview, I would say continue that conversation, continue the relationship. And if it was an opportunity that unfortunately you weren't able to get, don't give up. Continue to stay connected to that individual if you really are interested in going into that role. Build that relationship. I always say, if you're out of, not in line of sight of them, they may potentially forget about you. Is to try to stay connected with those hiring leaders so they can keep you in mind for future opportunities.
Excellent points, and we've got some comments in the chat that's also mentioning that. Hi, we've got Michelle from McAllen, Texas, and then our colleagues also joining in from Tennessee, Sarasota, Florida. So we do have a question from Daniel Correa Jr., and he says, Hola, Rosa. Can you talk a little bit about your work-life balance best practices? As a senior leader, how do you maintain balance between professional and personal life, avoiding the work-life chaos? Gracias.
Yeah, thank you for the question. That's a great one, and that's a hard one. That definitely took me some time. I worked for ComEd, and it required to be 24/7, right? We had to keep the lights on. I also worked for a nuclear power plant that was also 24/7. And so that was very hard for me to do. And I think what I started to just I had to stop. I had to just say, okay, it's time to shut down. It's time to think about my own health and wellness, and um, shutting down is okay. And so I had to learn how to accept that it was okay for me to shut down from work and really dedicate my time to my own wellness, and then also dedicate the time to my family. And so little by little, I started to build a plan on what am I going to do to take care of myself, if it's a spa day or if it's just making sure I take my vacation time, because I had recognized that I wasn't taking my vacation time. I was carrying it all over. And I'm like, why am I carrying it all over? I get paid to be off. Let me go and do something. And so started to plan more my vacation time so that I can really take care of me. And then also just really stepping away from that phone, and from the laptop, not bringing it with, and really am enjoying my time away from work. And to be honest, once you really started to do that, you feel so much refreshed and so much ready when you come back to work, and your mind is so clear, that it's you could just see how much work you can really accomplish when you really take care of you. I think that that's also very important in making sure that you stick to it too. Because I know that in the beginning I was like, okay, I'll take a little peek, and then it's like, no, no, no. Now I really am. Taking full advantage of that time away, and really enjoying it and being present too with whoever I'm with.
Take that PTO, take that time. Uh, and Janie added the power to say no or not now, another great skill. So Janie Cervera, who's on our board of directors for HACE, is also joining us. We have one more question. Just maybe just answer really quickly because we're approaching time here. Is what tip would you have for those that are approaching their yearly reviews with their manager? I know there's a lot, but if there was one thing that you would say.
Yes, not only just yearly, like the annual. Don't wait to the annual review. Do regular check-ins with your manager to see how you're progressing towards your goal. I think that's very important. If you can't do it monthly, do it quarterly, or do it at least twice a year at mid-year. Mid-year is very important too, right? The first half, how did I do? What can I do differently? Come with those questions. Be open to the feedback and thank them for the feedback, right? So and then just also you should have a plan of your own and what you want to achieve, and you should reassess yourself and where you're at and ask for help and guidance on how to make sure that you're on track so that you can achieve your own goals at the end of the year.
Wonderful. Well, you all joining us, continue the conversation on the chat. This will be saved on these channels that we are live on. So Rosa will be able to go back and also answer any additional questions. Rosa, what are you most hopeful for as we wrap up?
I'm most hopeful for just everyone to, stay focused, be kind to each other, continue to lift each other. Don't be distracted by the noise and that's out there in the world right now. Continue to be bold and strong and have courage and do the great work that everyone is doing. I hope it doesn't stop.
And I would add probably to some more great hires. And so if you guys are looking for your opportunity, make sure to check out the BMO career opportunities that you all have either on the HACE Career Center or go directly on the BMO. Rosa, and like she said, be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. Thank you for joining us, Rosa. And to all of you tuning in, hasta la próxima. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye, everyone.